Hi, this is a recorded lecture for the IB DP Design Technology Topic 4.2e Textiles. So a textile is a type of cloth or warm fabric, and the big idea here are that textiles are ever evolving in their range of materials and uses, from high-tech and high-performance fabrics to the more traditional clothing market. Recent advancements are combining applying traditional textile science with new technologies, leading to exciting applications in smart textiles, sportswear, aerospace, and other areas. Ethical considerations include growing monocrops of plants which are labor and resource intensive, such as cotton for textiles. Then we have child labor in sweatshops and using other methods to grow natural fibers inside of other creatures, so like silk being grown inside of goat's milk, or genetically modifying plants and animals for higher yields of fibers, fast fashion trends leading to clothing that is not reusable, and chemical and other possible toxic materials used to create smart and advanced textiles. So there's two big divisions when we're talking about textiles. So the first big division is, where do we get the fibers that make up the cloth? And we'll talk about how you get from fiber to cloth. But are they natural fibers? So this is materials produced from plants or animals that can be spun into a thread, rope, or filament? Or are they synthetic fibers? They're fibers made from man-made materials that are spun into threads and joining of monomers into polymers by the process of polymerization. Examples include things like polyester, acrylic, nylon, rayon, acetate, spandex, and Kevlar. This is a nifty chart. It shows you the different synthetic fibers on this side and then natural fibers on this side. So natural fibers are produced by plants and animals, as we talked about, and some of the properties that they have are these. They're flammable because they're natural materials. They have good absorbency, so their fibers tend to be hydrophilic. So hydro means water, philic means love of, so this is the love of water, so they will absorb water. They're relatively easy to dye. They don't have great resilience, compared to synthetic fibers. And of course, there's a range when you talk about natural fibers there are some natural fibers that are more resilient than others. Because they're natural, they can be attacked by things like mildew, which is a type of fungus. They're dimensionally stable, and believe it or not, they conduct electricity. One type of natural fiber that we want to pay attention to is cotton. So cotton is fiber from the seeds of a cotton plant. This is the cotton plant right here, and these are the fibers right here. You can see what that looks like right in here. This is what a cotton fiber would look like right there. Some issues with cotton is there's organic versus non-organic cotton. There's massive water use, so this can be a problem, like the depletion of the Aral Sea. The Aral Sea used to be a quite large body of water in sort of Siberia, and it was completely drained for cotton production. You can see an article about it right here. Second type of natural textiles that we want you to know, the natural fibers that we want you to know, is wool. So this is the hair from a sheep or a goat or alpaca. So you can see this is coarse wool right here. So this might be from just a sheep. This is fine wool. This is alpaca, cashmere. So these are all right here wools. And so they're the hair from a sheep. And you basically have to shave the sheep or shear the sheep or the alpaca or the goat in order to get the fibers. Linen is a fiber from the phloem or bast, the inner bark, or sometimes called skin, of the linen plant. And you can see that that's kind of in here right there. So it's a fiber that you get from linen, and this is the linen plant down here. You can see what the fiber looks like here. By the way, compare the natural fibers over here to polyester. You'll notice that these tend to have like scales or imperfections and things like that in them, or twists, whereas polyester is just a uniform fiber. And so that's one of the advantages we'll talk about when you have synthetic fibers, is that they are quite uniform. Silk is a fiber that's spun from the chrysalis of the silk moth. So these are silk moth cocoons right here, and silk is right here. And you can see that silk doesn't have a lot of these scales that you see on these other fibers. And that's what makes silk so smooth and satiny, is that it doesn't have those scales that you see in things like wool. Synthetic fibers, we talked about this at the beginning. So synthetic fibers are fibers that are man-made materials, and they're spun into a thread, and there's lots of examples there. Some properties, they resist mildew because they're not natural, so fungus and things like that can't attack them. They're difficult to dye, but you can make them a certain color, like a red polyester fiber is red through and through. So if you were to cut it in half, you would see that it's red all the way through. Unlike something like a dyed natural fiber where the color wouldn't necessarily go all the way through. They have good resilience, they have thermoplasticity, they're dimensionally unstable, and they don't really like water that much. They're hydrophobic, so they won't absorb water like the natural fibers will. So one of the first ones that you should pay attention to is nylon. So this is fiber that is drawn from the interface of two different chemicals. That's hydrochloric acid and hexamethyldiamine. And you can see a demonstration of that right here. So this is people making nylon. Polyester is a fiber that's made up of purified terephthalic acid or dimethyl ester dimethyl terephthalate and monoethylene glycol. Lots of multi-syllabic words here for you to try to pronounce. When we're talking about yarn, once we have our fibers, what we need to do is make it into yarn. And so yarn is a long continuous length of interlocked synthetic or natural fibers. And you can see the process of spinning in this video. You can see the process of spinning fibers into yarn. And that's the first step of making cloth. You need your fibers, you then need to spin them into yarn. And then after that, you need to somehow make that yarn into a cloth. So one of the ways that you can make yarn into a cloth is by knitting. So this is a method of converting a yarn into fabric by creating consecutive rows of interlocking loops of yarn. And you can see there's two types of knitting that you need to pay attention to. We have warp knitting. So this is a family of knitting methods in which the yarn zigzags along the length of the fabric. And you can see the zigzag right here. And then weft knitting creates stitches, loops of yarns in a row that are either flat or rounded. So you can see how this is more in a row compared to this going back and forth like a zigzag. Another way that we turn yarn into cloth is by weaving, and this is the act of forming a sheet-like material by interlocking long threads passed in one direction with another at the right angle to them. So this is weaving, and this is a video here that you can watch, and it will show you how weaving occurs. And we weave on things like looms. In the Industrial Revolution essentially started with weaving fabrics. They created these large machines in order to weave fabrics together and also to make yarn out of fibers. There's also lace making. So this is a method of creating a decorative fabric that is woven into symmetrical patterns and figures. And so this is some lace right here. You can also do something called felting. So this is a method of converting yarn into fabric by matting the fibers together. And again, please watch this video. It'll show you how felting works. There are e-textiles, and these are pretty interesting and quite new, but they use electrically conducting thread to make unique and smart fabrics. And you can see a couple of videos here to see what those are like. Lastly, we do need to think of the ethics and morals of the textile and fabric industry. There are areas where children are working. There are less economically developed countries where the labor laws are not well enforced, and therefore children are working in the textile industry. They often are quite low wage, quite a lot of health and safety risks, a lot of environmental degradation, and there can be quite a lot of animal cruelty. And so these are all things that we need to consider when we're talking about fabrics and textiles. Okay, thank you for watching.